I'm sorry. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, The Feisty Blonde. So it has been a little less than a year since I posted my last and my fourth video, and I really want to get back to making YouTube videos because I remember that I love to do it. I'm sorry for not posting anything. I promised a lot of things and didn't go through with a lot, and I just now noticed I didn't finish what I was saying. I'm sorry for not uploading anything, for not telling you guys about anything. Not that I'm like, that are like millions of people watching me, but I do, however, really love what I'm doing. And this video is not about what happened, and I don't want to make any excuses. So just let's get on with the video and see what happened with my eye, because damn, that had a big influence last year. Okay, so today is all about what happened to my eye. Why was I holding my eye closed the entire time? Why was I wearing an eye patch a lot of the times? If you've seen my previous 4 videos, or even one of them, then you would know that I had my eye closed. But if you haven't, then please check them out. But there's also a lot of shots that are coming through this video, and some are gonna be really hard to watch or listen to. Mom recorded and filmed a lot of moments when I was crying or screaming or those things. I'm really glad she did that. It helps me process what has happened. Sorry that I'm gonna be emotional through this video and that it might be long. I just want to tell the story. I wrote everything down that happened, and it's like some pages, and it's super summarized. So I'm gonna tell you how to avoid this from happening to you. Of course, I'm not a doctor, I'm not someone who knows everything, but I do feel that I can help people prevent this from happening. I hope this will not happen to you, and I hope this is, you know, something you can, you know, avoid. Anyway, let's start with the very first day. 24th of May today, but then 1 year ago. So the night before, I went to dinner with my parents and we had an amazing dinner and I was enjoying my time. Then the 24th, I went to my boyfriend. At that time, that night, when I wanted to sleep, I couldn't really, because my eye was like weeping in some way. So there was like just fluid coming out of it, and it wasn't like crying fluid, it was like more thick. So I already knew like, okay, I probably have an eye infection, but it happened to me more often, so I wasn't really alarmed or anything. And I couldn't sleep the entire night at all. I was tossing and turning, got into a fight, slept on the couch that night. I only slept for 3 hours, I think. And the next day, my friend's mom told me like, you need to go to the hospital, like you need to get yourself checked. But the thing is, it was Ascension Day. So it was a holiday and all like everything was closed, just a few doctors working. So I was like, nah, it's fine, I'll wait till tomorrow until I can go to my own doctor and I'll make an appointment. I'll just tell them I have to be there the same day, it's fine, don't worry about it. But she was like, no, you really need to go home to your parents, talk with them about it, but I really think you should go to a doctor. So I went home to my parents and they were like, yeah, we're gonna go to the doctor with you. So we went to the doctor at 1. They told me like, okay, we don't know what this is, we have no clue, we'll send you to another hospital where the eye doctor that is available for the region. So we needed to go to another village nearby that had a hospital with a certain eye doctor that was the only working optometrist at that moment. We had our appointment at 3, I believe, there. 3 or 5. In between like having that appointment and going there, my eye already got worse. It was constantly weeping, there was constantly stuff just coming out of it, and it started to hurt a little, but it was such amazing weather. Like I was sitting outside, the sun was shining, it was super hot, but at some point it kind of started to hurt a bit, but nothing that really alarmed me. An hour or half an hour before we went to the hospital, it kind of started to get worse and worse because I didn't really want to look into bright rooms anymore, and I preferably wanted my eye closed. So when we went to the hospital, I think I walked around like this. My parents directed me to where we needed to go. My vision was super blurry. I couldn't really see anything even though I was wearing my glasses. I did not expect what was really happening. The eye doctor, he was so not nice at all. The hospital was like abandoned, there was no one, just a few like old people walking around. You know how you're always waiting at the doctor's office because there's like people before you? Well, in this case there was no one before us, but we were still waiting at the same time. When we were finally asked in, he didn't pay attention to me at all yet, and he started calling to someone else. Then at some point he looked at me and was like, okay, so sit down, what's happening, you know, like told me. Then he looked at my eye. Yeah, it was a certain bacterial infection that he said. He saw this a lot. Often it was fine. All I needed to do was just put a cream in, let it rest, sleep. And one thing he really stressed was just take the normal maximum dosage of paracetamol for painkillers, because otherwise it will slow down your healing process. This slowing down your healing process was something that stepped in my mind and stayed there like really firmly, because I didn't want my healing process to slow down at all. After that, we went to the pharmacy next to it and we got the medication that we needed, and then we went home. And then it got worse. I started sitting with an ice pack on my eye. I couldn't bear light at all anymore. It started to hurt a lot. It was all swollen up, closed, and when I opened my eye I couldn't see anything straight. I thought that was because of the dirty stuff in my eye, but that wasn't what was happening. It got worse and worse, and I started to really be in pain, to the point where I would just sit on the couch with like something covering my eye with an ice pack, sitting like this and just like rocking forth and back and forth and back and forth and back. I couldn't do a lot more. Like, I could talk still, but I was in serious pain. To keep my mind distracted from that pain, I was rocking myself. It was still light outside. Then my mom decided like, this is not okay. She needs more painkillers. Like, what is this? Why can she only use paracetamol? Because I had the maximum dosage and nothing changed. And my mom was already saying like, just take this painkiller. I was just like, no, I can't. Like, it will slow down my healing process. It will slow it down, and I don't want this to last for longer. I just want this to be over. I want to wake up tomorrow and be fine. My mom called the hospital again, so we went there, and at that point I was just crying the entire time already. I would have flashes of pain. I would scream and I couldn't sleep of the pain. At the hospital I would feel that the light was on in the room. Like, that hurt. Even though I had the towel, I was not just walking with a towel and an ice pack covering both my eyes, because if my right eye was uncovered it would hurt my left eye. I was head forward, hair on top of everything, just trying to cover everything that had something to do with my eyes in order not to have any lights. The doctor called the eye doctor. He said she just needs to sleep. Just send them home and she needs to sleep. The doctor that was there, she was new, she didn't know what to do. She said, this is what your doctor prescribes you. He has more knowledge about eyes than I do. I have to listen to him. Well, I was crying and my mom was mad. She was so freaking mad. We got sent away. We weren't taken seriously.
Ze willen nergens iets voor me doen. Papa en mama die waren halverwege Rotterdam om naar het oogziekenhuis te gaan. En zelfs die zeiden ja, dat hoort erbij. En dat doet zoveel pijn. Ik zie helemaal niks meer.
At home, my mom started researching everything she could about what this could be, what could have happened. Is this really a bacterial infection? Is it something worse? She researched everything she could. We were sitting in the living room, all curtains closed, all lights off, with my ice pack, eyes covered. I was crying and screaming.
Moppie. Ja, dat weet ik, schat.
Ik ga helemaal kapot. Ik zal opnieuw mensen het vol gaan houden.
Ja, lieverd, ik weet het ook niet. Misschien ga ik ze ook nog eventjes bellen. Moet er iets zijn van pijnstilling? Als je daar de pijn een cijfer kan geven, waar zou je het nou geven?
9 of een 10.
Ja?
Ja.
Weet je nog wanneer de pijn zo erg is komen opzetten? Hoe laat dat toen was?
Nee, ik weet helemaal niks van mijn kolonja.
Oké. Probeer rustiger adem te houden.
Dat lukt niet, als ik rustig adem, dan doet het nog meer pijn.
Oké, schat. Dus je hyperventileert ook niet. Snap je? Sorry, schat. Sorry. Hoe voelt het nou, zeg je?
Zuur in mijn oog.
Zuur in je oog. Oké. Maar sinds wanneer is die pijn? Ik vind het toch wel belangrijk. Maar vanmiddag had je dat ook niet toen we bij de arts waren.
Nee, dat was niet zo erg toen.
Toen was het wel een beetje.
Ja, een beetje.
En als je nou een punt moet geven, schat.
10 of
Ja?
11 of 12.
Oké.
De pijn.
Oké.
Ik kan niet eens rustig worden. Als ik rustig word, dan wordt het opeens weer erger. En dan gaat het weer alles wegsturen. En dan wordt die pijn stopt.
Ja, schat, ik wil ook dat het stopt, liefje.
It hurts so much. It hurt a lot. And when my dad looked at my eye, he said it looked white. That isn't healthy, like it's not red, no, like there was like a white fade over my eye. I could barely see my eye itself anymore. When my mom, she found a hospital in Rotterdam, an eye hospital that had like an average grade of 9.6 or something on the internet, which sounds weird, but that's how we grade hospitals. She didn't know what to do with me because I said, no, I don't want to go back to the hospital. I don't want to go back to a doctor that will send me away. I just want to be done. I don't want to have to go to the hospital, go through that entire trip that was, for me at that time, really tiring and painful, and then be sent away again. At 4 a.m. my mom decided to take me to the hospital anyway. I will make sure we won't be sent away. I will make sure it's nothing for nothing. We have to go because this is not good at all. They're not taking us seriously. It's not good. When we arrived at the hospital, the doctor that then took us in, the moment, fuck, I'm so sorry. The moment I heard his voice, I knew he was gonna help me. It's so weird. I've never seen the man ever because I was like this, covering everything. I've never seen him, but from his voice, he sounded like he would protect me and he would help me, and he did. He called the eye doctor, told him like, okay, but why can't she have painkillers? Because I have a girl here that's crying, then you're telling her she can have more painkillers. Apparently, my eye doctor didn't know you could have morphine in pills. He was a doctor. He had a medical degree and he didn't know a medical thing that was apparently pretty basic. So this man went against the eye doctor. He called, is there any reason I cannot give her morphine? And the eye doctor apparently didn't have a good reason. At 5 a.m. I got morphine and the doctor told me if it doesn't work after 1 hour you can take another pill. So at 6 a.m. I took another one. But after the second one and the good ice pack, a really dark room and total tiredness, I fell asleep. I hate this that I'm emotional right now, oh my god. I fell asleep at 6:30 and then at around 8 I woke up in pain, took an extra morphine pill, the third one. Then my parents took me to their bedroom because that's the darkest room we have during daylight, and I slept there for another hour. When my parents woke me up, they told me they had gone against all odds. They had called the hospital for an appointment saying that we got a prescription from our doctor, and then called our doctor that we had a prescription but we lost it and if they could send us a new one. I found out how strong my mom and my dad are. My dad asked me what I wanted to have for breakfast. When I had my breakfast, I couldn't keep anything in. I couldn't really talk anymore because talking hurt. I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat because I couldn't keep anything in. I couldn't drink. I couldn't see, and crazy noises would make me hurt as well. We had to go to Rotterdam, so went in the car. That's an hour drive for us. On our way to the hospital, I said, Mom, if they can't fix me, if I have to feel this pain for much longer, if they don't take me seriously, I want to die. And when we came there was a man who asked, can I help you? I looked so bad that someone offered their help. My parents put me in a wheelchair and then helped me further. I had no clue what the hospital looked like. I had no clue what the people looked like to help me until the point that I had to take my toe off. And then still I didn't see a lot. Because the funny thing is, my left eye is my dominant eye. The eye I can see with. My doctor looked at my eye and she said, you have to be admitted. And my mom and I were crying together because of relief. And that was the moment I felt that it was gonna be better. yeah, I stayed in the hospital for 5 days. I had ups and downs. I needed constant treatments. I would have medication and eye drops every hour. They changed my painkillers from morphine to tramadol, which is a painkiller apparently I couldn't handle. They put me on an IV. The third day I wasn't that sensitive to light anymore. The fourth day I could walk and laugh, and actually everything felt pretty okay, but I still had drops every hour and my eyes still kind of hurt, but I had a lot of painkillers. I had 3 different types of painkillers: morphine, ibuprofen and paracetamol, and then 5 different types of eye drops. Every hour they would like clean it with like some special water and then put drops in, and then I would have to take my medicine. I think the 3rd or the 4th day I didn't need drops anymore at night, so I could sleep. They would put a cream in and I would just sleep. The 5th day I was leaving. I remember a nurse seeing me and coming up to me and saying, "Wow, you've changed so much." I went from a crying, screaming corpse, which is weird because corpses don't cry or scream, to a happy girl, just to myself. I was laughing, walking around, talking a lot to everyone because I love to talk. When I got out of the hospital, they took a picture of my right eye and my left eye. So basically like a before and after pic, before anything got bad and after I got out of the hospital. I want to show these pictures, but please be aware they are graphic. For another week, I had to use drops 8 times a day, 4 or 5 different types of drops. I still had to clean out my eye. My friends came by. I even went on a scooter again. And then 8th of June, I had my training. I still had to use some drops sometimes. I just used my eye patch and I didn't really care. I am so terribly sorry for the quality of the sound. I forgot to record the sound in general. So after the summer job training, I went to Crete, which was really amazing. I went snorkeling, swimming, enjoyed the city. I think it was genuinely one of the best holidays I've ever had. So yeah, I did have to use cream every night. I was walking around with one eye closed basically the entire time. I did have people asking questions sometimes about it. I would read books with an eye patch and I couldn't see clearly, but it was fine. After Crete, I got my diploma, I passed my high school, and then after that I went to my summer job. So I'm setting up the kids club now, and there's a lot of stuff that I can use, so that's like pretty amazing. But today my program starts and I just finished the kids club and it went like amazing. It was a little bit hectic, but the kids loved it, so I'm so happy with that.
Die zijn echt helemaal kapot. Ze zijn eigenlijk al een paar dagen kapot, dus na 2 weken zie je er echt even doorheen.
After 4 weeks, I had, let's name this things, didn't have any energy anymore. It would hurt when I would get up out of bed or get up out of the chair or get up out of anything. My knees would hurt like crazy. I had weird red fingertips that were glowing. I felt just really sick in general. My parents didn't like it and they pulled me out of my summer job. We went to multiple doctors, one of them thinking that I just had a deficiency because I was a vegetarian. Then we went to another one that did a proper blood test and told me I had a Streptococcus A infection. Streptococcus A is basically a meat-eating bacteria. It was an effect of the Streptococcus A. So I had a Streptococcus A infection. That was my eye problem. I went to my intro week.
I may welcome you on behalf of the educational directors of 16 bachelor programs.
I was sick. I had to go home every night, but I was recovered mostly from my eye problem. I had my eyes open. I was enjoying intro week a lot, getting to know a lot of new people. The 31st of August, I went to the eye hospital again for a checkup. That was the moment the doctor told me that I could see again. He showed me what had happened to my eye. All pictures I'm showing you right now. He showed me what had happened to my eye. He showed me where my scar was at, and he also told me it wouldn't change anymore. But he did say that with lenses I could see again. So there's basically this thing that in my eye, there's like a dent, and the lens would cover it in such a way that it would cover the dent. Your eye doesn't perceive what's in between, so it would mean I would see again. And I remember when I put the lenses in, it was a really happy moment. I had seen vague for 2 months. Now I have a scar on my eye and I see blurry sometimes, but it's done. So basically, long story short, I had a meat-eating bacteria. It was eating away my eye. I wasn't taken seriously by doctors at all. I was treated intensely, and it all happened because of my lenses. If you're wearing soft or hard lenses, take them out every night. Take them out, clean them, put them in the lens container, wash your face, take off your mascara. Boil your lens container every week. Throw away your mascara every 3 months. I went through, I don't want anyone, not even my worst freaking enemy to happen. Thank you for watching, and I hope this told you finally after a year what happened to my eye.